Hey everybody, welcome to Chapel Middle School Online. We're so glad you're checking us out today. Man, we miss you guys. All of our small group leaders, we are ready to get back in to meeting on Sunday mornings, and we cannot wait to do it. So please know that we're looking into ways that we can get back together because we miss you guys. We have a fun week for you. Got a funny video. We of course have Joe's dad joke of the week. We have the next week in our series called Bigger Picture. And of course, like every week, we need to start with our Chapel Middle School Game of the Week.
Hey everybody, welcome to Ignite Middle School.
Whoa. What are you doing? Where are you wearing that?
Joe, I got a new mask. Don't we have to wear masks for the coronavirus? This is my new one.
You just make it seem like anybody could get hired at the church, okay? Just take that off. That's not the type of mask they're talking about, all right?
All right.
It's like the face, it's like the face covering mask. So
I could have done like a Mission Impossible, and you wouldn't have even known. That was how it was supposed to go.
Yeah, I mean, it was very realistic. I could barely tell that wasn't. Who was that?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Thanks,
Okay.
Joe. Hey, it's nice to see you today. You look very nice.
Thank you, you too.
All right, Joe. Hey, first things to do, we need to give away our prize from last week to the people who commented. This week we're giving away a Chick-fil-A gift card.
Wheat, the Lord's chicken. Do you know that Chick-fil-A uses only 100% born-again chickens?
Here it is in my hand, the Be Our Guest from Chick-fil-A. It's a digital coupon for a free milkshake. Thank you, Chick-fil-A. It'll go to one of our award winners. Let's see who's playing. All right. Looks like we got Ben Musser. We have your snakes. You still have snakes, right?
One of them.
Did the other one eat the other one?
No, I sold one.
Nice. Just to pay for the food of the other one.
Yeah, well, it bit me and so I was tired.
So is that what happens in your home if children or pets bite you? They get sold?
They're out. Yeah. I had 4 kids, but we don't talk about Greg.
We got face masks. Derek Barnhill. Derek, a newcomer to our game. Oh, another newcomer, Caitlin Libertowski.
Never heard of her.
Sounds like a winner. And Alex Hill. Alex Hill from Port Clinton. Let's see who's going to win.
Spinner for a winner.
Spin for a winner. Nice. Here we go.
Spinner for a winner. Here we go.
All right, Derek. Congratulations, my man.
Chick-fil-A coming at you.
Congratulations, Derek. Hope you enjoy that milkshake, unless you want to give it to a parent. Or Joe.
I like milkshakes.
Joe, I think it's time for our dad joke of the week.
Well, Chick-fil-A, obviously famous for their chicken, right?
Absolutely.
But do you know what it's called when a chicken looks at a head of lettuce?
When a chicken looks at a head of lettuce?
Yeah. Chicken Caesar salad.
I guarantee you and I are the only ones laughing.
Guaranteed.
All right, Joe, what are we playing this week?
We're going to play Dope or Nope. So you decide if things are dope or nope. So basically if they're cool or not. And so what we want the students to do is if you've got somebody there with you, a friend, a brother, a sister, a weird neighbor, a mom, a dad, a guardian, aunt, uncle, grandpa,
Cat.
Cat, whatever, anything that can basically speak and make decisions. We want them to come and sit with you for the next couple of minutes because this is kind of a conversation game. So we're going to show you some things on the screen and you and that person or animal are going to talk about whether they're dope or nope. Okay?
Yeah, we'll give you guys a few seconds to go
Sure.
get one.
Okay, I've got a question, Ken.
Okay.
Would you rather eat a live bee or the Declaration of Independence?
Well, definitely the live bee, for sure. I don't want to be strung up for eating the Declaration of Independence.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
All right, and we're back.
All right, Ken, here we go. So the first one is beard winter hat. What do you?
As much as I like that, I'm gonna say nope.
This is kind of like when your grandma finds out you can't grow a beard. She just makes you this, all right? Obviously, I don't need this. I already have a beard, so I am also going to say no.
Although you can keep your beard warm.
Like, it doesn't get cold. All right. Ice cream lock.
Oh.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
I don't think that would keep me out.
I would just, I don't know, like it'd be like in those movies where like the door is stuck and a guy pulls out a gun and just shoots the lock and kicks it open.
Yeah.
Like that's what I would do. I would just shoot the lock off and eat the ice cream. So,
exactly. Or why wouldn't someone just tear off the top?
yeah, or just like rip off the bottom and eat it upside down.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I'm going to say definitely a nope from me.
I'm going to say dope just because I think it's cool. Yeah. All right, moving on. Door ping pong table.
Oh. Oh, like it opens up and
Yes,
you person
flips.
next to you. Yeah. I like that. I say dope.
I'm going to say nope. I think that does not go with the aesthetic in our house. So I feel like if you like, it was like a bunch of dudes, bachelor pad, you could put that in.
Yeah, when you have small children, you can't do that because my kid would just run their head into it.
That's true. Yeah.
Or I wouldn't see it and I'd like fall over it or something.
Yeah, something like that. So, and you'd also have to have like, I don't know, like it wouldn't work in our house. Like one person would have to be on the stairs and then another person in the bathroom or something. So. Metal detecting sandals.
Oh, nice! I'm all over that. I say dope.
See, I'm gonna say nope because like that looks like something you would have to wear if you were like in legal trouble and they were trying to trap you.
Like
I feel like,
bracelet.
yeah, I feel like people would be like, you're just out there looking for like old coins and like diamond rings, and people think you're on house arrest or something.
Yeah, I feel like if they were really trying to market this to dads, he would have to be wearing socks with the sandals.
Yes, that's true. Okay. Light up slippers.
These are great. I'm gonna say dope. I like it.
I'm gonna say nope, and here's why. Because you may not know this, but I have terrible eyesight. If I don't have my contacts in, I can't like read a license plate at arm's length, and so I already can't see at all. So I had to learn how to navigate through my house in the dark by using sonar. So, yeah.
Echolocation.
Yeah, I'm like a bat, so I'm just screeching out loud and listening for the echoes to know where the stairs are. Oh, fake mold sandwich bag.
Oh,
That's disgusting.
word.
Wow. So I get it though. You put your sandwich in there to make people think it's moldy, so they don't take your sandwich.
Yeah, and like in our house, if something's good, if you don't have your name on it, it's fair game. So
Yeah.
I think I'd use that for a lot of different things.
So I'm gonna say nope on that one.
You say nope, I'll go with dope. I'm gonna go with dope for it.
Automatic ice cream spinner. Okay.
Ooh.
Now I'm lazy.
Yeah.
But I've never been like eating ice cream, spinning it, and like they're like, oh man, I can really feel the burn in my forearm from this. So
Can you imagine if Tops used one of those things for their giant mountains of ice cream?
it'd have to have like a half horsepower Briggs and Stratton motor on it or something. Be like gasoline powered. I can't do this. Because it's gonna get all over it. You're gonna have to clean it, and it's just a pain in the neck. Like
It would be so slow too.
Yeah, ice cream. Like, what if it went too fast and your like ice cream just spun off or something? So I'm saying nope.
I say nope as well.
Okay. Sleeping bags with arms and legs.
You would be so warm. Oh my word. I'm gonna definitely say nope on that one.
So for this, I could wear this, and here's when. because I get to be like the chaplain for the Norwalk High School football team, and there are some games that we're out there and it is so cold. And because this is, I mean, this looks blue and yellow, which is the team colors. I think I could wear this. Yeah, so I could wear this. Yeah,
I like it.
And then if the game's boring, I just lay down, catch a nap. Okay, hair guard for eating. You obviously don't need this.
How dare you?
I mean, unless you grew like a really long neck beard, needed to keep it out.
Come over.
Yeah. Who would wear this? Nobody would wear this.
How would it even hold on to your face?
And there must be a strap that goes around the back or something.
Oh, of course. Of course there is. Yeah, definitely a note for me.
Could you imagine wearing this out in public? Like, and then having to explain it? I don't know. Like,
how fast would you have to slurp noodles to get it on your hair?
I think it's to keep your hair from like falling in.
Oh! I am so
But I think like, you know who would use this is Beast from Beauty and the Beast. I think that's the only person who needs this. So we're both going with nope. All right, map for back scratching.
Nice. Be like, oh, B4. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That would help and really pinpoint it. I'm going to say dope.
But think about this. You've got an itch on your back. You got to go upstairs, get this shirt, put it on, find the card, go downstairs, find somebody else. At that point in time, you could have just rubbed yourself against like the corner of a wall.
That is true. I cannot argue with that. I changed my answer to nope.
Yeah, and then you're going to be like B4, and some old blue-haired lady is going to be like, bingo!
And I would lose that little t-shirt card.
Yeah. Armor for a guinea pig.
That is fantastic. I say dope.
I say dope too, because this is not practical. This is not useful. I don't even own a guinea pig, but this is just one of the coolest things I've ever seen. So,
I would consider owning a guinea pig. I wonder if that is considered animal abuse.
Okay, and then the last one is nothing. So it's literally just an empty package.
Wow.
I'd be pretty disappointed if I got that.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
I can't believe that's a real thing. That must be a total joke.
No, you can buy this on Amazon. It's just an empty package. I guess it's kind of a joke, but like you only get this for somebody and then also get them a card with like $100 in it or something. So.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah.
So that was dope. That was dope or nope.
There you go. Hey, well, if you played along with us, tell us who you brought in the room with you to decide on dope or nope, and what should we give away, Joe?
Let's give away a package of those moldy sandwich bags.
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. I hope they don't tell anyone in their house that they have them and just...
No, but that'd be so fun to take to school and just like pull your sandwich out of there. That'd be great.
All right, so tell us who you partnered with for Dope or Nope in the comments below on the YouTube website, and we'll put you in for next week's drawing for fake mold sandwich bags. All right, Joe, thanks so much, man.
Peace out, Bean Sprout.
Now, son, make sure that you don't shoot your eye out.
Ouch!
Nobody tells him what to do because he is Super Rebel. He plays by his own rules. Rules were made to be broken.
Oh, yeah?
He does what he wants.
Not for human consumption.
He's a maverick,
Like I care.
a nonconformist. He broadcasts and retransmits sporting events without the express written consent of the NFL. He never, ever waits 30 minutes after a meal to swim. He tampers with smoke detectors in airplane lavatories. He hates all authority.
Son, mow the lawn. No.
Sweetie, eat these cookies.
No.
He is the most rebellious teen alive.
Sir, would you please follow me?
You are not the boss of me.
Out of control. He does what no one else does.
Are you actually reading the terms and conditions? No one reads those.
I know. Why do you think they call me Super Rebel?
Okay.
Cash me outside. How about that?
Come on, man. Silence your phone. Silence your face.
Excuse me? Sauce my what? He's a super rebel.
Have a nice day, sir.
Don't tell me what to do.
Because everyone else is a big, fat, stupid head.
Look both ways, man. You look both ways.
He doesn't look both ways before crossing a street. Nothing can stop him. He's Super Rebel, and he's gonna rock your world.
No, I'm not.
Hey, welcome to week 3 of our series called Big Picture. It's the idea that we can only see so much of our lives because we can't see the future, right? We don't know what our lives are going to be like in 5, 10, or 20 years. And so when you're able to see the big picture, you're able to understand things a lot differently than just seeing a small part of the picture. Kind of like this. So here we have this nice bird, it looks pretty and nice, but that's not the whole picture. Let me zoom out here so you can see the rest of the picture and you see, oh my word, what is that bird doing? That is an incredibly brave bird. Or that bird is not going to last much longer. It changes it. When you can see the whole picture, the bigger picture, it changes the story, right? Or like this picture. So here's this cute kid looking at her toys, and it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot to it unless you know more of the story. Now that is the actual whole picture right there, but the bigger picture is the story behind the picture, and that is this guy snapped this picture because his niece had just watched, a couple days earlier, had just watched Toy Story. And so every time she left her bedroom, she would leave and then she would sit at the door. She would just sit at the door and listen to see if her toys were coming back to life, right? Totally cute. I want to show you one more picture that's a great example of this idea of a bigger picture, but I want to be real with you. It's a pretty graphic photo. So if you have little kids in the room, like siblings or whatnot, you want to cover their eyes. I'm just going to show it for a brief time, but I don't want them to be surprised. It's not too graphic like that you couldn't see it, but I think it might be too graphic for little ones, all right? So I'll give you just a second.
A few moments later.
Okay, so this is Bridger and his little sister. And Bridger is only 6 years old, and he and his sister have an amazing relationship. You can tell from the pictures, they just absolutely love each other. And you can tell that he's a really cool kid because he's got a Pokemon shirt. So that makes him awesome, right? So what happened was 10 days ago, Bridger and his little sister were out playing in the yard and the neighborhood dog, so something happened and the dog just starts charging at the little girl. And Bridger saves his sister's life by standing between her and the dog. And after getting bit on his face and his head, he grabbed his little sister's hand and they ran for it to safety. So Bridger took 90, give or take, whoever knows how many stitches to his face and is recuperating. But man, what a brave kid, right? It changes the story from just this, intense picture of a kid with all these stitches and stuff to all of a sudden going, wow, what an awesomely brave kid. Well, his aunt posted this online on Instagram, and of course it went viral and got the attention of all kinds of people, including some of the actors that played in the Avengers movies, like this guy.
This is a message for Bridger. Hey Bridger, Captain America here. How you doing, buddy? So I read your story. I saw what you did. Now, I'm sure you've heard a lot of this over the last couple days, but let me be the next one to tell you, pal, you're a hero. What you did was so brave, so selfless. Your sister is so lucky to have you as a big brother. Your parents must be so proud of you. I'm going to track down your address, and I'm going to send you an authentic Captain America shield because, pal, you deserve it. Keep being the man you are. We need people like you. Hang in there. I know recovery might be tough, but based on what I've seen, I don't think there's much that can slow you down. Bye, buddy.
What do you think, kiddo?
I thought it was awesome.
How do you feel about that shield?
He's going to send you an official, real Captain America shield. What? And hang it on your wall. We can attack bad guys. Take it to a jiu-jitsu tournament. That's probably against the rules. Huh?
Wherever you go. Wherever you go. I don't think that's a good idea.
So all of this is pretty cool, but I want to share with you one more part of the story to let you see the bigger picture. A little while after this happened, this is what Bridger said. If someone had to die, I thought it should be me. Wow. Wow. He was willing to die for his little sister. He was willing to trade his life for hers. That is a crazy kind of love. And it reminds me of the love that God has for us. If you've gone to church at all, you're probably familiar with the verse John 3:16, for God so loved the, right? You could probably finish it up. But do you know 1 John 3:16? There's also 3 more books in the New Testament called 1st, 2nd, and 3rd John. And 1 John 3:16 says this. This is how we know what love is. Jesus Christ laid down his life for us. Wow. Jesus died for us. He traded his life for ours. And he didn't do it because you deserve it. He didn't do it because you earned it. He did it because he loves you. Because you're his brother. You're his sister. If you trust God with your life, if you are a follower of Jesus, then you are his sister, his brother. You are part of God's family. That is incredible, crazy love. So seeing the big picture, it changes everything, right? When you can see the big picture, it gives context to everything going on. It gives meaning to what's been going on. But because we can't see the big picture, how do you live? How do you live in that space? That's why we're looking at the life of Joseph. Joseph was amazing. His story is so incredible. When we started this series, we introduced you to Joseph and his dad and his brothers, and kind of how Joseph was, I don't know, kind of a little jerk. And his dad was like really overbearing and expressing his love for Joseph. And that created this really bad relationship with the older brothers. And we talked about how when you can't see the bigger picture, remember the impact you have on your family. Then last week, we shared the next part of Joseph's story. Joseph went to go visit his older brothers. They saw him far off and they decided, you know what? Let's kill him. That's how much they hated Joseph. They were like, let's kill him. We'll throw him into this empty cistern, this empty well, and we will cover his awesome jacket with all kinds of blood, and we'll tell our dad that he was killed by wolves. All right, awesome. So then when Joseph gets a little bit closer, Judah, one of the brothers, says, hey guys, let's not kill him. Let's just dump him in the well. We'll just dump him in the well and he'll starve and die, and we'll still tell dad about the dead animal story. And they're like, okay, all right, that's fine. He'll still be dead, right? I don't know if that's exactly in the Hebrew, but you get the idea. So after they throw him in the empty well, some Midianites, these traders, were driving by and they're like, hey, we can make some money. Let's sell Joseph to the traders as a slave. Yeah, hey Joseph, come here buddy, we're so sorry. Lift him up out of the well, and then they trade him off and he's out of there. And we talked about that. Remember, when you can't see the big picture, that God is with you. All of this sounds crazy, but God had incredible plans for Joseph. There was a bigger picture, a picture that Joseph couldn't see, that was going to be incredible when it's all said and done. And that brings us to this next part of Joseph's story that gets even crazier. So Joseph was sold to a big shot named Potiphar, and Potiphar was a big dog in the Egyptian kingdom, and Joseph was his slave. And Joseph was doing such an awesome job that Potiphar started putting him in charge of all kinds of things in his house. I mean, pretty much he was like second in command, taking over charging the servants, leading everyone else, telling them how to clean, what to do. He just took care of Potiphar's house. And you would think, man, life is going great for Joseph. And that's when things take a turn. Just look what happens next. Now Joseph was well built and handsome, like me. And after a while, the master's wife took notice of Joseph and said, "Come to bed with me." So Joseph gets this invitation from Potiphar's wife, right? And let's talk about just how bad this is. Like, Joseph has worked long and hard from being a slave, and he's in charge of everything. And here is Potiphar's wife inviting him to do something that was only meant for her and her husband, not for her and Joseph. This was a deadly invitation. Potiphar's wife was basically inviting Joseph to have an affair with her. And we can all agree that that's a very complicated invitation. There was a lot at stake here for Joseph. I mean, he could have accepted the proposal that Potiphar's wife had given him. He could have given into it. He could have let the invitation go to his head and think that he was really, really important and he was an awesome guy. He could have honestly accepted the invitation and thought about, maybe this is what God has for me. This is supposed to be my wife, and he was going to try to somehow make it work with Potiphar's wife. Or he could have considered that maybe he could get away with it and given in to this temptation. What would you have done? I mean, doing the right thing isn't easy. Doing the right thing means usually that we don't get to do the fun, exciting, popular, cool thing to do. Usually it means that it's going to cost us something. The right thing is to be honest with your parents or your coaches or your teachers. But if you are honest with them, you're gonna get in trouble. Doing the right thing is gonna have consequences or punishment, and it's certainly gonna cost you something. The right thing is to babysit your siblings when your parents ask you to, but it's not really fun, and it's going to cost you possibly some freedom from your evening or afternoon. The right thing isn't to say yes to the guy who asked you out because you're not allowed to have a boyfriend right now. You're not allowed to date. And so this could possibly cost you a relationship or a friendship. The right thing is to be honest about the friendship that you're in. But that if you do, you could end up into a fight or losing that friendship. And that conflict is a cost that you're not sure you're willing to pay. And Joseph, he knows the right thing to do is to decline the invitation. But what's it going to cost him? Is it going to cost him the potential love of his life? Is his wife going to get angry and end up getting him fired? I mean, Joseph doesn't want to lose his job when he's come so far. So what do you think Joseph's going to do? Let's check it out. But he refused. "With me in charge," he told her, "my master does not concern himself with anything in the house. Everything he owns, he's entrusted to my care. No one is greater in this house than I am. My master has withheld nothing from me except you because you're his wife. How then could I do such a wicked thing and sin against God? And though she spoke to Joseph day after day, he refused to go to bed with her or even be with her. Instead of giving in to Potiphar's wife, Joseph chose to do what he knew was the right thing over and over and over again. Every time Potiphar's wife extended that invitation, Joseph did the next right thing. So now you think that Joseph did the right thing, right? He chose to do the right thing, that now Joseph's life is gonna be awesome, right? Because that's what happens, right? You make good choices and your life is awesome, right? God takes care of you. You do the right thing and God rewards you. I mean, it seems so simple, like everything should be awesome now, right? Except when it's not. So Joseph goes back to work and he's in the house and no one else is there. All the servants are gone. It's just him and her. So Potiphar's wife goes up to him, grabs his cloak, and she says to him, "Come to bed with me." And what does Joseph do? He does some awesome move where he slips out of his coat and he runs, right? Which is a really good thing to do whenever we're in a tempting situation, to run, right? To get out of that situation. So he runs. And what does Potiphar's wife do? She screams. Yeah, she screams. She screams. The servants all rush in like, "What happened?" And she's like, "Joseph tried to attack me." And then later on, Potiphar comes home and she grabs the cloak and she says, "Look what your slave did to me. He tried to attack me. He tried to get in bed with me. He tried to sleep with me. Look, here's his cloak." Man. So what happens next? Potiphar goes, he finds Joseph hiding and asks him, "What is going on? My wife says you tried to have an affair. You tried to have sex with her. What is going on?" And Joseph explains the whole situation. "Hey, look, she come on to me a number of times, and I said no, and I just ran, man, because I'm not going to do that to you." And believe it or not, Potiphar totally understood. They shook hands and went back to work. No, that is not what happened. Not at all. What happened? Potiphar got Joseph arrested, and Joseph was thrown in jail. He was thrown in jail, right? He did the right thing. He was framed for something he didn't do, because what would happen to his wife if she said, "Well, here's what was happening," right? That's not going to go. So it's either her life or Joseph's life, and she likes living. So she's like, "Okay, well, you don't want to be with me? You're gone." So he's out of there. So what do you get for doing the right thing? Yeah, you get jail. But again, this is where Joseph doesn't get to see the bigger picture, that God actually has some incredible things planned for him. And even when Joseph is in prison, God's word says that God is with him, and God is still preparing him for what he has next in this bigger picture. Joseph did the right thing because he had integrity. And doing the right thing, regardless of the cost, that's the definition of integrity. Integrity is who you are when no one's looking. And Joseph demonstrated that. He lived that. Joseph couldn't see the big picture. He didn't know that choosing the right thing would end up landing him in jail. But Joseph knew that choosing the right next thing was going to be the best decision no matter what happened next. And that's what I want you to know as well. I think that's what we can take away from this part of Joseph's story. That when we can't see the bigger picture, choose the next right thing. When you can't see the bigger picture, choose the next right thing. In the moment that Joseph had a choice, he couldn't see the big picture, but he still chose to do the next right thing regardless. He chose to hold on to his integrity. So what about us? When we're struggling with what the right decision is to make and we're not sure what we're going to choose, how can we do the next right thing? How can we choose to hold on to our integrity? Well, I think there are two things that we can do. The first one is this. You can see your situation. What situation are you in right now that you need to do the next right thing? Maybe it's a relationship that's starting to push your boundaries. Maybe it's a conversation that you need to have with your parents. Maybe it's a friendship that needs to change. Whatever it is, I want you to think about, what is the situation that I am in right now? See the situation where you need help in making the right choice. The second thing is this. Identify the next right thing. Do you need to confess something to a parent? Do you need to talk about something with a friend? Do you need to apologize to someone in your life? Do you need to decline the invitation to go to that party? Do you need to have a tough conversation with a boyfriend or a girlfriend? In your situation, what is the next right thing? Now here's the deal. It's easy to sit here and think about what the situation is. It's even easy to say, okay, this is the next right thing that I'm gonna do. I wanna ask you to do something really hard. I want you to tell someone what that thing is that you need to do. I don't know who that is. Could be a friend, could be a small group leader, could be a parent, could be another relative. But would you tell them? Would you be brave enough? I mean, imagine how awesome it would be for you to be able to do this thing that you need to do. I want to encourage you to tell them what you did so that they could follow up on you later on this week and say, hey, have you done that thing yet? How are you doing with that? How can I be praying for you? How can I give you courage? How can I help you do that thing? Tell somebody the next right thing that you're going to do. Let them help you take a step towards doing the right thing now, because the changes you make now are going to make such a difference for you in the future. Remember, you don't have to see the big picture to make the next right choice. You know, Bridger didn't see the future. He didn't even think he had a future when he made the choice that he did. He just went in and protected his sister. He did the next right thing. And when you're faced with all the decisions and choices that you have to make, you too can choose the next right one. When you can't see the bigger picture, do the next right thing. As we end our time together, I want you to be thinking about this question, and that is, in what situation do I need to do the next right thing? In what situation do I need to do the next right thing? Hey, big boy, are you done yet? Yikes, I'm out of here. All right, that's gonna wrap it up for us for this week. Hope you have an awesome week, and we'll see you next Sunday.